Syndicated columnist Charles Krauthammer. Charles, your thoughts? North Korea saying they can put a nuclear bomb on that missile. We're not buying it obviously yet, but obviously it ratchets up the tension over this.
Every time they do a test, even the unsuccessful ones, they learn something.
And this was successful by all accounts.
Right. Whether or not it can really carry a warhead, whether they can miniaturize their nukes to fit on a warhead, we don't know. But we know that they are racing to do that. It seems to me the really big event, well, this event, I think its first meaning is this is a challenge to the new president of South Korea, just elected last week, the most pro-North Korean of the lot. The more pro-American one was impeached, is now under indictment. So what you have is the opposition who are more inclined to go soft. What that means for us, we're not sure. But this prime minister opposed the placement of the THAAD anti-missile system that we have just put in place to protect South Korea from the north. So they're trying to sort of heat up the tensions that you might see between South Korea and us. The really important event is going to happen within the next few weeks. We are going to test an anti-missile missile to shoot down an intercontinental missile that they might be aiming at the U.S. That will be a statement that we are not going to allow this to happen. More importantly, that we have the capacity to prevent this.
As you look at a map and you can see the proximity of all these countries here, you're talking about South Korea, but obviously right there also Japan. This is where the North Korean missile launch happened. These latest tests obviously having an impact throughout that region. Listen to former Defense Secretary Robert Gates, former CIA director as well, on the status of what we're seeing here.
We've had 3 administrations follow a pretty consistent policy toward North Korea, and it really hasn't gotten us anywhere. So the notion of disrupting and sort of putting the Chinese on notice that it's no longer business as usual for the United States, I think is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, Charles, he's saying what he's seeing so far is a good thing as far as the pressure.
Well, the pressure has been begun, but you need follow-up. The first pressure, I thought, was the Syrian strike, showing that when the U.S. puts down red lines, we mean it. We have a new sheriff in town who seems to want to impose his will. But all we're hearing right now is we call upon the world community to do something. That's the same as Obama, same as Bush, same as Clinton.
Let me interrupt you. Let me play President Trump talking to Judge Jeanine on this very issue.
That's terrifying.
This should have been stopped a long time ago. This should have been stopped by Obama. This should have been stopped from before Obama. I remember when Clinton wrote in his book all about the wonderful deal he made with North Korea. They started making missiles the next day and nuclear the next day.
What can you do about this?
I can't talk to you about that, but I think we're having some very, very good thoughts.
Good thoughts, different.
Well, we don't know what the good thoughts are, and they may be great thoughts, but we need some action. So far, we've seen what looks like a campaign of pressure, but it seems as if the president is putting almost all his eggs in the basket of the Chinese, who have never shown good faith in squeezing North Korea. I go back to what I've recommended now for years. You want to get the attention of the Chinese? Declare that the U.S. is quite prepared to look favorably upon a Japanese and South Korean nuclear deterrent. That will get the attention of the Chinese. Their worst nightmare is a nuclear Japan. Japan does not want to go nuclear, but there would be nothing like that to make the Chinese actually do something.
Let alone Taiwan. I mean, one phone call got them all worked up.
Exactly. No, this would be an earthquake, but we've been waiting now 20 years, and we don't have a lot of time. What people don't understand, the North Koreans are racing to develop an ICBM that can hit us, and we don't have a lot of time. The fuse is burning.
Charles, thank you.